It looks ridiculous on men. But my opinion is that it looks amazing on them. So I thought this would be a really interesting, fun, different video to do. Men's Fashion Week, and I thought I'd make it a broader story here on my channel. So I posted a video on my TikTok and Instagram and a little bit on my YouTube shorts, and you loved it there. So I thought I'm going to make it a bigger story here on YouTube, which is Men's Fashion Week literally just ended. I think the day of this going up, hi, this is Friday. Last week Friday, I think, was when it actually ended. And the topic is, and this happens every time when Fashion Week comes around, I look at all the shows for Men's Fashion Week. I love looking at Fashion Week in general, as you know. Men's Fashion Week in particular, you know I love men's styling, clothes. I wear a lot of men's things. I'm looking at a lot of my jackets up there, which are men's. And I thought to myself, watching the men's shows, I would wear that. I know it's the Men's Fashion Week, but I, as a woman, would wear these things. And I know there's a lot of women out there who feel the same way. I talked about it on my Instagram and on my TikTok. I got a lot of you commenting, saying exactly the same thing. You'd wear those pieces. A lot of you said you already are shopping that way. You already wear these kind of pieces. You love the style, the androgyny of it. Different video, just a little chit chat talking about Men's Fashion Week pieces that I personally would love to honestly wear. I know we are living in a time now, culturally speaking, and this is globally, where there is much more of an acceptance overall on wearing men's clothes and vice versa. This has been going on since time immemorial anyway, but there is a shift in the recognition, public acknowledgement of it. And especially, I think, in the fashion industry, you're seeing more of an acknowledgement of it as well, to the point where you're seeing a lot of women and men sharing the runway during Men's Fashion Week. And you're seeing it actually even during Women's Fashion Week. You see men walking down with the women. So with that point made, and I'm literally even wearing the same thing that I wore when I did it on my TikTok and Instagram, which is this is a mango set. It's a trouser and a jacket, linen set. I'm wearing a linen dress underneath it because I just like the look of lots and lots of layers. And this is a look that I would absolutely, I have not worn this out yet, but I can see me very easily wearing this and shooting it. So I'm not going to go in any particular order, but I just thought it was a really fun video just to talk about Men's Fashion Week and the pieces in particular that I liked. I'm not going to go through all the shows, just certain standout ones that stood out in my brain. I thought, I would absolutely wear that. And let me know, this is a fun video, so I want you lot to leave a comment below if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, your thoughts on androgynous styling in general. But yeah, so let me just get stuck in with the first one. Okay, so Comme de Garçons. Now, I'm showing the side of the screen everything I'm talking about, but Comme showed wearing striped candy colored pieces. And when I saw them, I just looked at them and thought, I would actually wear that. Those are really cool pieces. The reason why is I like the color combinations. The mint kind of peppermint green with the bubblegum pink jacket and the matching longer shorts. I think those are shorts. And I like the fact that the shorts are longer as well. It's not like short shorts. I love anything that's a little bit like a culotte, looks like it could be a skirt because it's quite long, or even if it is a short, it's like a longer short. I just think that looks very, very chic, and it's easy to kind of move from day to night into it. There was also one that is a men's blue set, and it's white and blue pinstripe, and it looked like, in fact, yes, this is actually a skirt, or is it a dress? I'll show you on the screen. Let me know what you guys think. But I looked and I thought, I would love to wear that whole set. Because this looks like a shirt or a jacket on top, I can't see if it's sleeveless or not. I have a feeling it probably is sleeveless, just because of the way the sleeves are hanging on the jacket that's on top of it. But, right, it just looks like a kind of piece that you would absolutely, why couldn't you rock that? That would look so cool, like in the summer with just a pair of flats. It's just an easy piece. And another reason why I was talking when I said about how the fashion industry is acknowledging what we used to do or have been doing for decades, which is men dipping into women's and women's dipping into men's, is by seeing more skirts worn by men, during Fashion Week designs. I personally love it. I love it's the fashion of it all. Why not? You know, I mean, Scottish kilts have been around for as long as I have. And it's the same principle. Why not? Who said it has to be this? I mean, when you go back to the Victorian age, when it's almost up there from the Victorian age, almost when men would have, they would wear wigs that was like curly, coiled, coiffed styles. You know, you wouldn't think of that happening now or dream of it. But culturally, it was accepted back then. I feel like these rules are there to be messed around and pulled and moved around and just experimented with. And hey, why not? I think anyway, it's all in the eyes of the beholder, and who wants to wear it wears it. And I think that's really what it is at the end of the day. Same with this green two-piece. Same thing, you know, ditto for the striping on it. I love the use of the white buttons on it. Keeps it feeling very fresh. Also is something that I think a woman can easily wear. You don't have to wear the whole thing. It's easy just to wear that long 3/4 length coat. And it looks very lightweight. Something you could easily wear with like a white vest underneath, pair of like jeans, you know, really simple, easy things to just throw on over what you've got. And then for same Comme, they had these kaleidoscope, pastel colored jackets and coats. And I thought they were brilliant because it looked like something that stepped out of, in terms of their inspiration, from like the 60s or something, because they had like these blue and light lilac colors, and also these baby pinks with buttercup yellows and pastel greens. And these are like a dream summer coat to wear. I would love to wear that pink, that pink one. Oh, I'll show on the screen. The pink one with the green and the baby blue. Can you imagine? I mean, I know they're styling it over a shirt that's in the same print, which looks really cool. But that jacket, you'd keep that jacket forever. Could you imagine every single summer you could pull that out and just wear it over like a slinky dress, like a slip dress, and put that on? But yeah, I just had to pull these out for Comme because I feel like these pinstripes, they were like so a piece of me. Even seeing the shirting underneath for this blue and white set, and it's like a shirt that's like off-center buttoning or fastening. It's hard to see from this picture, but you can see the front pocket. But it's those little things that made me think this would look so cool on women. I love seeing this is Karen's world, right? Playing with that androgynousness and bringing it to a level whereby you can be like, you know what? I love looking at women's fashion and Fashion Week and street style all day long. But there's something about men's that I just think so cool. Why wouldn't I wear it? I know a lot of women feel exactly the same way. There was this tartan red as well. Same thing. They showed these balloon trousers. I'll show you on the screen here or here. I took one look at those and I thought, well, those are like such a forgiving cut on like women anyway. So I can easily see women wearing that kind of cut. Wear that with sandals, thong sandals in the summer. Wear that during the winter time with like ankle boots. Even a heeled ankle boot would look really cool with that, and wear a jacket on top. That could be peeking out from underneath like a long black coat, like a winter coat, a red coat, and you've got like this tartan blue pants underneath. Oh, I loved it. And if you want, there was a jacket that had like a frilled hem going all the way around the bottom of it, playing again with that walking slight feminine line with, I don't know, I just eat it all up. I think it's really cool. And I thought I'm going to do a proper video on this because I love it. And I want to, I remember when we went to see Paul Smith last year for Men's Fashion Week. That was my first time toe dipping into Men's Fashion Week. And you know, the reason why I went was because of what I'm talking about in this video. It's because I love menswear so much, and I love showing it, buying it, talking about it, that I wanted to actually be there. I admire men's street style just as much, if not more, than women's street style, because there's something about the way men put their things together sometimes, not all the cases. I mean, it's not like apples and oranges, like it's always that way. I'm speaking generally. But I really turn my head when I see a guy who's got a really cool sense of his own style. There's something really, it's not just him, it's the fact, it's his clothes. And that's what it is I'm drawn to. I'm drawn to his clothes. I'm just drawn to the way he's styling his clothes. But when I saw the frill hem on this Comme des Garçons tartan piece. It also made me think of Simone Rocha. She also does similar kind of styling with frill treatment. But this jacket is, you can't say to me that a woman is not going to wear that. Dries Van Noten. Now, the whole inspiration I felt for the whole collection was almost like about paintings. Pastels, washed out, washed silks on washed out colors, transparency, everything was light, airy, all of the above. But to take that kind of what is typically a treatment that you see associated with women, everything I just described, all those adjectives, but to apply it to an entire men's collection just is another example of showing the androgyny and just applying it to men. Like the shorts, the anoraks, washed out colors, the ombre shirts, the ombre cargo trousers, sunset inspired jackets with like these prints of, looks like palm trees. They're not palm trees, but they look like palm trees, flowers on the front and on the back. These are easy pieces that a woman would wear. Like I said to you before in the shorter version of this video, I find it hard to believe that women or men who are the buyers who are attending these shows, menswear, fashion week, are not looking at this and going, we could put this in the women's section as well. If I was a buyer for insert the store and I was attending men's fashion week, I would seriously, I would put some of these pieces in the women's section, the women's contemporary luxury section, because there's too many things here that I think a woman would wear. Now, another reason is not just the aesthetic of the clothes, but it's the functional aspect of the clothes. Because they're for men, they tend to be cut larger. That's number one. And because they're cut larger, they are more forgiving on a woman's frame, especially if you're curvy or you just are a larger size. You want to feel comfortable, feel something is roomy, but it still has a structure to it, a shape, whatever that is. Men's. There is how can I put it? There is a way that these clothes fit on a woman's frame that's from a men's department that looks intentionally cool, because there's something a little bit unfitted about it. And I think it's that tension that I love about seeing it so much. So I'm just showing you on the screen through Dries just the pieces that are kind of illustrating just what I'm talking to you about and just how cool all these pieces look. Like these lightweight colored anorak jackets, but it's the colors of them, you know, like these burnt oranges and dusty browns. It almost feels like desert-like in a way. And I thought, oh, so sick. There is this looks like two-layered vest, transparent with like this beaded embellishment detail right in the center. Gorgeous. If you're quite flat-chested, I feel like, especially if you are, I could easily see like a triangle bra, intentional color worn with this particular vest. It just looks, it's so effortless. I think wear it with your cargo trousers, wear it with a wide-legged trouser with deep pockets. It's going to feel so cool, so effortless, even layered on top of a dress, and you just put a little thin belt, almost like how this one looks like. It does have like a ribbon tie going across the waist. Things like that, even like ribbon ties. These are all little details that were associated with women's, but they're tying it in with, excuse the pun, into the men's selection, into the men's collection. I took a look at the shoes too for the Dries collections, and seeing these ballet flats with the ties on them, I instantly thought, right, case in point, everything you're seeing here from the footwear are pieces that are fair game for women as well. I have large feet. I've told you that loads of times on my channel. And I look at these and I smile because I know they're going to fit me. I even know what size I am in US men's. I'm US men's 9, US women's 11. And I know that because I have men's shoes. So when I look at these shoes, I am literally thinking about myself, because I'm looking at them thinking, and if I'm looking at them thinking about myself, surely I'm not the only person who is. If I'm thinking about it, I can't be the only person that is. These easy sandals, flats, the way these look are, I'm actually surprised that they're even the men's section. And that's surprising for me to say, even though I'm quite accepting of the gender fluidity of everything. But it's just that acknowledgement that women do shop in the men's and men's shop in the women's. I'm going to show you something as a case in point, for example, of what I'm saying. Bought these YSL men's boots 2 years ago. And yes, they are YSL men's boots. The reason why they are in the men's department, and the reason why I haven't found them is because, like I said, I like to shop in the men's department. So I went over there and I saw these and I was like, excuse me? Immediately bought them because, of course, they had my size. But the point I'm making is when I talked to the sales assistant, he told me that the reason that these are in the men's section is because Saint Laurent was listening to the customers, and they were talking about the fact that men had been shopping in the women's section for shoes and were looking for these type of shoes in the women's section, but in their size. And they literally ended up to the point where they actually had to make and cut a shoe for the men's department. That shows you exactly what I'm talking about how much women and men shop in each other's departments. And I'm going to leave that right there. This green trouser, it's a print of like a plant-like vine going up on both sides of the legs. Who's not going to wear that? You can't tell me you lot aren't going to wear that. Tell me actually in the comments below, out of all the overlays I'm showing you on the screen, if there's any one that I'm showing you in particular, because I want to see how much you and I are like alike. Are you seeing anything on the screen in particular out of these outfits I'm showing you that you're thinking, you know what, I would definitely get that particular piece? Let me know which piece it is from what I'm showing you. I saw that. I would wear the whole lot, right down to the matching vest and the jacket on top, the color combinations. You have no idea how much I'm thinking about going to Men's Fashion Week next year. Now I'm going to move on to Dior. Now, Jonathan Anderson has been overhauling Dior and turning the ship around from Marie Grazia to make it kind of his vision. When I saw these men's, immediately I thought of the bar jacket. The bar jacket is a classic cinched waist style jacket that was made famous by Saint Laurent decades ago. Jonathan has brought it back and he's modernized it by making it this kind of like tweed fabric, and it's all like tattered to hell on the hemline, on the sleeves, as well, on the cuffs of them. He's done it for women. The women's is a lot more fitted. He's doing it now for the men, the same kind of jacket. Remember what I said about sizing? You can get this in the men's section, the women's version. May I cast your eye to the men's version, especially if you just want it to just fit more roomy. I just immediately thought, this is an instant yes. They also showed you this, it's like a military-inspired-esque jacket. It looks like it's navy, gold appliques. Reminds me of like an old coat or military coat that I would have found in La Mer. Actually, it reminds you of the coat that I found. This is not identical, but as I said, this particular piece from Dior reminds me of a jacket that you would find one day at a flea market in Paris or in London or in New York somewhere. And you just got lucky and you found it, like, oh, yes, I'm going to wear that right now. And you found this jacket and thought, yeah, I'm just going to fling it on with my t-shirt and jeans or whatever it is I'm wearing at that moment, or a dress. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it doesn't go. To you, you love it so much, you're just going to fling it on anyway. And that's what I thought of when I saw this jacket. Very, very like unisex. I love a good military jacket. I mean, do I need to state the case of, yeah, I already do. They're great. They're timeless. They always will be. I don't care if they're having a moment right now. In my eyes, they've always had a moment. And then, of course, Thom Browne. Again, I don't think I need to explain how much I have always loved Thom Browne. And like I said in the shorter video, I feel like designers, especially the newer ones, are trying to predict what they think we're going to be wearing in the future. They're trying to influence and suggest the direction of the silhouettes that's going to be coming up for the next season by just trying to almost be like a fortune teller and say, you know, this is what I think you're going to be wearing. This is what I think is going to be happening. This is what you should be wearing, because this is what I think is going to be happening for next season. Thom says, F all that. I'm going to stick to what I know and what I love to do, which is structurism. Is that even the word? Structurism? Structured clothes, structured jackets, coats, pea coats, waistcoats, skirts, trousers, just doubling down on what he does so well, which is tailorism. I'm going to make that word, even if it isn't. That is exactly what he does, and that's exactly what he did. This was his first men's collection in Milan. I loved the whole in the garden, like, the Bug's Life. They had like pieces with like insects that were like crawling all over over the jacket and over the matching trouser. And I love stuff like that. Even this piece right here, which is like have like a large, it looks like either a large cricket or a large grasshopper. I don't know what a cricket looks like up close like this. Yeah? Tell me what you think. I'm not sure. It's one of those. I know it's one of those too. These are pieces I would love, outside of me just liking Thom Browne in general. I think these are pieces that women would love to wear. Why not? Even though he marches to the beat of his own drum, when I saw that and this is not the first collection where he's done this, where he's introducing these super long column, narrow, relatively speaking, skirts that graze around the ankle. They're very long. I love them. Super flattering on a woman. I love that he's introduced them for men. I think that's sick. I remember when I went to the Risi for Thom. This was it this year? Or was it the year before? I think it was this year. And I remember seeing the long, super long skirt. And I remember saying to them, this is gorgeous. Just seeing the length of that skirt. The cut of it is just so precise. And it's so refreshing to see more skirting for men. I love it. I mean, I know it's very controversial. I'm sure there's lots of you in the comments. It looks ridiculous on men. But my opinion, amazing on them. And I love it. Outside of it being with men, that's too long-winded way for me to say that I would love to wear that. Give that to me. We could share it. Because Michael's already been into like the Yohji Yamamoto and Comme des Garçons pieces. Because he's already been wearing like skirting-esque type. Because he loves that, by the way. Anything that's cut, that's like a skirt/culotte style, he's already walking that kind of line anyway. Japanese-esque. Michael's always into that. And I'd take my version, like I'm mentally trying to place an order. He has a waistcoat that I've adored. It's one of his anchor pieces. It's literally a waistcoat, knitted waistcoat, V-neck. He does it in different colours, trimmed in his signature Thom Browne striping. I love them. I don't have one, and I'm very close to buying one because every year I love them. So it's not like it's something that it's like a fade or fad. I've always loved them because they are staples to me, and they are to Thom as well. So he just plays around with them, and he does them in like, shrunken down versions, almost like you bought it in a normal size and you put it in the wash and you shouldn't have, and it's shrunk, and you put it on and you think, oh, I actually quite like it like this too. If you don't want to wear something sleeveless because you don't like your arms, but it's too hot to wear sleeves, what would you wear? I'm gonna ask, before I put it on the screen, what he showed. Answer that question. It's a hot day. You don't like having your arms out, but it's too hot to wear sleeves. Full the way down here. What do you wear? Let me know what you think while I play around with this long hair. That rhymed. It's that middle ground of just having both. I mean, it's as unisex as it gets, a kilt. It's funny, you put pleats in something and suddenly it becomes more acceptable. Again, it's back to like, it's in my brain to like the Scottish kind of British references of wearing a kilt. Plays with them in all different ways. Longer in the back, shorter at the front. He plays with different lengths, treatments, fabrics, cuts, you name it. But he's so into kilts for men. I love seeing men in kilts. Anyway, I love it. I love it when you see that androgynousness. But with Thom, like I said, he's been doing this since before it was in to talk about androgyny and to talk about, oh, let's shop in the men's section because it's so cool and exciting. For a lot of people, it's been around forever and they've been doing it a long time. Celine, they had this red boxy cut jacket. As soon as I saw it, I thought, okay, all right, there is no way women are not going to like stampede over to, I'm not going to say stampede. They're not like, stand against the wall and let the crowd run by. It's not going to be like that. But do not tell me there's not one woman who's not going to look at that Celine men's jacket, cropped, boxy cut, and say, I'm having that. As soon as it comes out, text my essay, I'm having that. I know it's men's, but you let me know when that comes out because I want that. The fit is going to be, it's going to be more roomy cut. I find as well that men's, this is speaking as a whole across all brands, across all price points even, men's tends to be cut thicker. The fabric is, and it just feels like it's more of a quality piece because of that, because it's thicker, it feels weighty, weight equates to value, to luxury. So that's really it. I wanted to do a quick and easy video, just kind of like sharing the pieces that, stood out to me. I just wanted to sort of like touch on, it's a subject that is dear to my heart, but at the same time, talking about men's collections in particular on my channel, why I love them, what pieces I loved, and why I think they would look good on any woman, anyone. I can see that they're working towards more of an androgynous path as a whole. We're seeing this coming through over and over. So many designers are doing it across so many different houses. What comes from up here, from the runways and from Fashion Week, always finds a way to trickle its way down to the high street. It always does. So eventually, mark my words, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not already happening, where on the high street, you're going to see, in the men's section, you're going to see kilts. You're going to see, I don't know, the wide vests like you saw at Dries Van Noten, with prints and fabrics that you would typically think would be in the women's section, but they're going to toe dip and dabble and show it in the men's. It's only a matter of time. It's already started. And I think it's just going to keep growing. Anyway, that is it. I wanted to just do a quick video on that. I thought it was a fun topic just to talk about. It's something that is true and near to me in terms of like what I love and why I love it. I'm going to take this microphone off because I'm worried that it might be just rubbing a bit too much. Maybe it's not. The World Cup is on right now, so I need to go and watch it. Michael literally sneaked in and put the laptop up here, playing the game so that I could see what's going on. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Happy Friday. I'll leave my membership QR code on the screen. I do have a members only section where I talk live about things that I don't feel often comfortable with sometimes talking about, like on the broad general public, because it's used to help me to grow my channel. I do this because I would love to, and I've said this to you before, but I'll say it to you again. My street style series, What Everyone's Wearing in New York, is back on 2 recent episodes, and there is going to be another one which is going to go up at the end of this month. But my goal one day is to maybe take it globally, not just piggyback it when I'm in Paris for Paris Fashion Week or Milan or whatever, but literally go around to other places in the world. Japan, parts of Japan, anywhere, everywhere. That would be something I would love to do. Plus, there's other projects that, I would love to help to. I have ideas on things I want to do, and having that membership will really help me to achieve getting there. I hope you enjoyed watching this. It's just a very different video. Give this video a thumbs up if you actually enjoyed this kind of different chit chat about something that's quite topical, but it's something that, it's on my mind. It's always on my mind. I'm just choosing now just to share it with you. So thumbs up this video if you like me talking about it too. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It is free to subscribe, but it really, really does help when you do. I think that's everything. I will see you next week, Friday. You know where I am. I'm on TikTok and I'm on Instagram. Between now and then, members only, I will see you this Sunday on our next live stream. Anyway, I'm going to go. Bye.